Hey guys, it's Shawn here again. I'm here to tell you guys about a podcast that I do with my buddy Aaron. He's the host, and I'm his co-host. I'm his Robin to his Batman, I guess. Except I look way better in tights. Um, but go ahead and listen to our new podcast, Our Corner. We talk about a bunch of different subjects affecting all types of walks of life regarding social media, regarding pop culture, and everything in between. We might even sneak in a few countdowns in there. I don't know. You have to tune in. Warning: the following podcast contains vulgar and offensive language. Listener discretion is advised. What is going on, guys? Thank you for joining me here at Fight Night. Just recap just after 3:02 here. Just going to go over a few things here. It's not going to be a very long one. It might just end up being quick 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes. I don't know. We'll see how long we can push it. See how long I can keep you guys' attention. Milk y'all's fucking brains for a second. Anyway, so we're actually going through the card right now. We have right now one of the most recent things that has happened. Before we get into all this, press conference for 303 has been officially canceled. Was canceled. Conor McGregor came out and just said that it was basically due to circumstances and things beyond anybody's control. I think it was probably just a brief little emergency, maybe probably a little family emergency he might have had, or someone might have had, and they ended up pulling the plug on it as well. Michael Chandler also has a family, so it could have been him. We've seen time and time again where Conor McGregor, when it comes to shit like that, sometimes he doesn't fuck around. Like, if it's about kids or anything like that, he's usually pretty like, hey, go handle your shit. Like, even when Khabib, like, they're rivals, even when Khabib lost his dad, Conor McGregor was like, hey, bro, like, he was a legend. He created one of the greats. Like, do you, Team Khabib, all that shit. So we've seen him, like, show a little bit of respect. I mean, I know he's kind of a prickhead, but I love that prickhead. He's fucking dope. Um, I know a lot of people were saying that it was probably just due to the fact that, just Conor didn't want to show up, diva antics. I don't think so because he's like super rich. He's like ultra rich. Why would he hide that from anybody, including the UFC? He wouldn't he have posted him in a club or at a restaurant with someone, if he wanted to just blow it off. Like, I think that's more his style in that aspect. But whatever, I digress. Either way, I'm glad that they canceled it. I don't really like press conferences too much, which is weird because you'd figure I would. They're kind of entertaining, but I see it more as like more WWE ish. Like, I'm gonna smash you. It's like, bro, just put him in the octagon. Let's get it over with. Let's do it now. But yeah. So we're still looking forward to Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. Hopefully, nothing else pops up and we don't have to get that canceled. Would love to see that. Would love to see that. Also, we have again Nate Diaz, Masvidal coming up. They keep moving the date here. I know they keep moving the the arena as well. I do believe it's this weekend. This weekend coming up. If not, it's gonna be next weekend. I'll get that date for sure and update y'all probably on Twitter. Mainly because I'm inside our new studio and I get shit reception in here. So I will let you guys know a little later on that. Also, so we went through the card. Real quick, I'm just gonna go through it here again. You guys know how my memory is, so I'm gonna be looking down just to kind of get these names, especially since most of them are like 18 fucking syllables. So we'll go there. Um, we had first in welterweight division, we had Randy Brown versus Elizeu Dos Santos. I'm not gonna say the beginning one. I believe it's Zaleski. Izilu Zaleski Dos Santos. Basically, Randy Brown won via decision round three. Um, it was looking all right for him. Everybody was moving good. Everyone, it's one of those lower fights. Like even though Randy Brown is a great prospect and he's fought really well, has had a few ups and downs here, but other than that, he's been pretty solid. Um, Kind of still a little bit more unknown. Not that he's unknown, but just a little bit more than normal. So we're gonna kind of go through that. Nico Price and Alex Morano. I know Nico Price is kind of a name that we've heard coming up. Durable as shit. Love the guy. Again, decision, fifth round. That one was a little sketchy. That one was a little rocky there. Judge, one of the judges had a little bit of a weird decision with that one. Kind of saw a little bit of a thing. Look, guys, I'm being healthy today, drinking water, not fucking diesel. One of the judges, um, he had a weird ruling on it. Whatever, didn't matter. We still got it, so we were happy with that with Nico Price. And then, oh my God, you had my boy Kevin Holland, Kevin the Big Mouth Holland. Obviously, that's not his name because that would be very sexual. And I mean, I'm okay with it, but I don't think some fans are. Um, he went against Michael Oleksiusik. I've been horrible at pronouncing his name. I'm sorry, but he went with him, and it was submission round one at minute 34. It was crazy because it actually looked like he was going to lose that fight. Kevin Holland was on his back, and Michael was just going to town, just swinging as much as he could, trying to get him going, and then Kevin Holland was able to secure that. He came, he grabbed his arm, he's isolated the arm, got into an arm bar, was able to do it. And dude, one tough motherfucker with Michael. He for sure dislocated at minimum. For sure dislocated at minimum. But I was pretty sure it looked like it snapped, especially when Kevin Holland was cranking it back that far. Gintech, I'm not a doctor here, but I don't think a arm is supposed to bend that far back. I remember Gintech watched the fight over at his dad's house, so we were both watching the same fight, different places, still drunk, but just different places. But he saw that, yeah, I don't think a arm's supposed to bend that backwards, but tough for Michael, you know, being the trooper that he is, and we've seen that as a reputation of Michael, like being the tough guy, being maybe not as calculated as we like, but also still being really really tough. He hung in there. Unfortunately, Herb Dean did what he had to do, and he stopped the fight. I know a lot of people were upset about that, but I was like, hey, look, sometimes in the ring in the octagon, you let your ego get the better of yourself, or get the best of you, and you don't want to admit when the fight's done or when everything's done, and you just keep going and keep hanging in there. But in reality, that arm was less than useless at that point, man. Like even afterwards, Joe Rogan, I don't know if you guys heard, but Joe Rogan makes a comment where he's like, that arm is just limp right beside him. Like there's just no way. And like all the commentators, Anik, they were all commenting on the fact that his arm had broken. It was pretty bad. It was pretty gnarly. If you get squeamish, definitely skip over that part unless you watched it last night. Don't do it. I usually watch a fight about 3 times, so it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. But he got the win. I'm okay with that. Kevin Holland has proven time and time again that he's good. And even in the interview, he said it himself. I'm a great gatekeeper. I can fight anybody up, anybody down, and still get it done. I believe he's good. I think that there's a few people I think he'd trip up or trip on if he went up further the ranks. But also Kevin Holland, he surprised us before. So, you know. Um, I was looking at the next fight here real quick, just to recap. I actually finished watching this fight right before I got in here. I know I should have been working, but fuck them. I was watching this fight, or these last two fights rather. It was Shawn Strickland versus Paulo Costa. That's the next one on the card, and that one, well, we all got scared there for a minute. It was a decision. It went to Shawn Strickland, round five. Strickland at the end was letting loose, bro. He was just throwing kicks, caution to the wind. He was just like, fuck this guy. I love the whole psychological mentality of Strickland, where he just gets in your head. Like he refused his seat. I don't want to sit down. I can keep going. I can keep going. While Paulo Costa was like, just completely worn. He was pretty beaten up. Although credit to fucking Paulo for his fucking bod, bro. Oh, them cum gutters, bro. Oh, dude looked like a god coming out of a painting, bro. He looked great, and I don't think anybody can take that. He was in great fucking shape. Obviously, I turned it up a little bit, but he was in great shape. He looked great. Strickland as well. Dude got abs. Dude looked great. The way Strickland fights is just phenomenal. Just flowing, perfect, relaxed. Looked very comfortable in the octagon. Did not look like he was stressed out at all about Costa. He just kind of went to work, as they said. Um, you know, not gonna say that Costa didn't have his good moments. He did have a few good moments there, where he caught Strickland with a few good strikes, but it was pretty much a one sided fight in my opinion. It was very, even though it was very one sided, it was very entertaining. It was a very good exhibition. I saw it and it was really great. I mean, I'm hoping they give Sean Strickland the ability to fight for the title. I know they're trying to do something with Duplessis and what's his name? Damn, Stylebender. Oh, Adesanya. I totally forgot about him already. God damn. See what happens to the champions? Damn, I can't even remember him now. No, but I know they're trying to do something with Adesanya and Duplessis, but I really hope that they involve Sean Strickland with the rematch with Duplessis. I think it was just terrible for the fact that the judge, which speaking of which, I guess Strickland has really bad luck with fucking judges, bro, because another judge did it to him again. The same judge from before gave Paulo Costa one of the scorecards. One of the scorecards was given to fucking Paulo Costa. Now the fucking judge, his name is Dave Torelli, bro. Dave Torelli, just die, bro. Just be here no longer. I think we're all like, hoping for that. Which, by the way, a lot of people were getting pissed off at the fact that Joe Rogan and Dana White and everybody was saying that he should be criminally like charged. He should be. He fucking should be. How did you? That was a completely one-sided fight. How did you give one card to Paulo Costa? What the fuck? How did you do that? There was no way. Even if you went and took the time to try to explain it, I guarantee you would have nothing. Strickland dominated that fight, head to toe, upside down, backwards, whatever. It didn't matter. He had it the whole time. He looked flawless. And I think it's a disrespect to some of these fighters who, critically depend on these judges to make the right decision in order for their career to move forward. Even Strickland, like, even though he was a champion, we know how he is. He's a good personality in the UFC. A lot of people like him. A lot of people also dislike him. But he's so popular that he doesn't have to depend so much on the judges because he's a fan favorite. People are gonna watch him fight, but at the same time, it's like you get people like who are on lower levels who are trying to make it in this game, and you can't bank on the judge. Like that's not cool. Like, and everybody has said it. If it was up to me, I agree. I think that guy should be criminally investigated and looked for bribing and fucking trying to manipulate stats and shit like that. I would look forward to that because I'm pretty sure there was something going on there. Because I don't know what, either that or he needs to be let go because he's too old for that. Because there's no way anybody was giving that fight to Paulo at all, at all. Like hands down, guaranteed. But either way, I don't think that people should. I don't think people should be too harsh on Rogan or Dana White. I think it's completely justified what they're thinking and how they're thinking, especially with the corruption of all fight sports. We're seeing how boxing is right now, like crazy. Which, real quick, we're gonna switch gears before we get to the main event of the UFC. Did you guys see Deontay Wilder go down? Bro, Deontay Wilder went down and looked at the ref for like, hey, bro, are you gonna stop this? Like he got hit and he turned around and he was like, "Hey man, he hit me." It's like, "Yeah, bro, it's boxing." And then he got hit in the face again and he dropped to the ground. Like I love Deontay Wilder, but I really think it's time for him to step away. I think the fight with Tyson Fury really messed with his head. Not that he's not physically there. Physically he looks great. I think he has great high, fight IQ. Maybe not as high as we'd like it, but he does have some good fight IQ, and he's able to hold his own. He's improved in his training a little bit better and improved on some of his boxing aspects, but the gap that you're trying to close, man, it's too far. It's the same thing with UFC. It's too far. It's too hard to teach a a grappler how to hit late in the game, and it's too hard to teach a puncher how to grapple at the end of the game. It's the same thing with boxing. He had that eraser mentality with his crew for such a long time that now that he's trying to learn and evolve in the sport, I think the sport now has passed him. So I think he definitely needs to look for a time to step away. He's got 7 kids, man. He ain't your hands full. Like, focus on that, bro. Like you did your part in boxing. I think you did phenomenal. And I think he was a good champ for as long as he did. He gave us a great show, and he always pushed through to the end. Um, I think the second Tyson fight, I think they did stop it a little early. I think they should have let it go so that way we could see Deontay Wilder's full potential. That last one though, they let it go. It didn't look well for Deontay, but I'm glad that he was a trooper and he fought through it. Bronze Bomber, bro, bomb squad. You know, big fan. But yeah, I think it's time for him to go. I think they're looking to do Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder next, um, and then the rematch with Tyson Fury and Alexander. I think those are going to be the next big boxing matches as well. Obviously, if anything else does come up, I'll let you know. Um, your boy lost a lot of money in this next main event for the UFC. Um, we lost a good $50. That hurt me right in the heart. As you all know, I'm recording from a storage shed, so it's a little rough out here. But we're doing it. Lost $50, possible payout 2,600. So, and thanks a lot, FanDuel. Um, but I bet on Poirier to finally land his and execute his guillotine that he's been wanting to do for a very long time. That I think has cost him a few fights. Very close, very close. We almost got there, but not at all. And then I had him on winning just because Poirier is Poirier, and because this could have been his potentially his last fight. So I was really excited to see Poirier, and I wanted Poirier to go on a high on a high note and beat Makachev, but Pro Makachev is a specimen. Oh my god. Chin strap, beard, and all. I did my shit just for him, dude. This right here, straight for him. Islam, bro. Ramadan and everything, bro. For real. Like, I mean, and I don't even mean to poke fun. I love Islam Makachev as well. I just wanted Poirier to win. I thought it'd be nice to see the diamond go out on a high note. But either way, I was happy. Um, Islam Makachev did not disappoint. Came in there doing great. Um, was doing a lot of these foot grabs we've seen from Tony Ferguson. So I'm pretty sure there was some inspiration there, something like that. Probably some training went on. But yeah, that was very Ferguson-ish. And I was looking at the way Islam was coming out with the attacks to takedowns as well as standing up. Islam Makachev, as you guys know, he's a phenom. He's fucking phenomenal in every aspect. He does good work. He has Khabib in his corner, as per usual. The Eagle himself, undefeated. But Islam Makachev is right there, right behind him. Um, it was a tough one. It was really interesting to watch. Um, we got a gander at those new gloves. Strickland said he hated them. A lot of people like them. They think that they're really good. Um, but we got a chance to see that as well as the two guys going at it. Real quick before we get into more of Makachev, and how he won and all the comparisons with his fighting, I did want to go ahead and point out with Poirier, as much as I wanted him to win, and as much as I knew that Islam was probably gonna take him out, he gave Islam one of his toughest fights, if not the toughest fight that Islam Makachev has fought to date. And I think that should be recognized because Poirier was saying that he wasn't sure if this was going to be his last round. Now, based on the performance that I saw that night, I think he can make another round at the championship. I think he can make another round and be able to actually at least be more competitive, if not tip it over the edge. As I stated, Islam Makachev is phenomenal, superhuman even, and Dustin Poirier gave him a hell of a fight. I mean, he did the same thing with Khabib. We saw him. I don't care what anybody says. There's a point in that fight where Dustin Poirier uppercuts Khabib and Khabib drops. Now, a lot of people were like, no, he's just shooting. He's shooting for a tick. No, he dropped. He dropped. He lost at least a little bit of consciousness and was able to take Dustin down, but he was in trouble. And I don't think many people want to admit that with Khabib just because of how good he is, but it was. So I wasn't surprised too much about how much of a fight he put up, but I know that that Makachev was pleasantly surprised. I know at the end they were all talking. It was all respect, all love from both sides. Poirier, I know he said, "Hey, you're a great champion," blah 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 blah, and then Islam told him, "Hey, you fought fucking hard. You have a heart, And I think a few times there, you could see it in Islam's eyes where he was like, "Man, bro, just please fucking finish it. Just please fucking do it." And then in the most beautiful fashion, he again. I feel like there was a lot of inspiration from Tony Ferguson because Islam Makhachev caught Dustin Poirier in a gnarly, gnarly, gnarly Darce choke. Beautifully executed too. Sorry, y'all. Got a little thing in my throat. Wish I had a cough button right now. Come on, tech guy, let's go. Um, but but in beautiful fashion, he was able to get him in a Darce choke. Beautifully executed. You saw it coming, kind of, after fighting with Poirier for fucking 5 rounds, trying to get through to his fucking, everything. Trying to get through to everything. He was able to finally make it through, and submit him via Darce. Dude, it was really, 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 really nuts. It was a really good fight. I'm very proud of both fighters. I think Islam's instinct to be able to go down every time it started getting a little rough was great on his side. His ground game was phenomenal. Obviously, for a while there, it looked like he was beating the shit out of Poirier pretty bad, which I have to agree he was. But Poirier did not let up. So cheers off to them. I really hope it's not Poirier's last one. I'm going to be really, really upset, as I am with all legends that retire. But here we go with Tony Ferguson still fucking fighting. Bro, he needs to be forced to retire. Like, at some point, my guy. Please. But either way, I'm not angry with Poirier if he wants this one to be his last one. I'm also not mad at Poirier if he wants this to continue. So, we'll see where that goes from there. Obviously, we'll get some updates as the time goes on. Right now, I think a lot of people are kind of confused, a little worried, maybe a little a little diarrhea-ish from what's happening. I know I was when I heard this. I just it was one big squirt that came out right afterwards. It was terrible. But luckily I was in the toilet, so I made it. But we heard about Mike Tyson's flare-up on the plane that caused a delay in the fight. I can't say I'm fully surprised. I kind of expected something to go wrong. Bro, the dude's 58. Come on. You didn't expect anything to go wrong? That's just irresponsible at that point. But at the same time, I also expected something like this because since before this podcast was even a thing, I think Shawn Cast was still a thing, I had predicted that the Paul brothers were eventually going to fight each other. And that's what they were doing. They were trying to go back and forth. Oh, I fought this guy. Oh, I fought this guy. I fought this guy. And then next time, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then basically start talking shit. Well, after almost a year of talking shit that they've been doing back and forth, this fight is now suspiciously delayed. Not saying that Mike Tyson's not really suffering from a medical condition. Not saying that he's not going through what he's really going through. I'm sure he is, and of course he is. But I think that this was the plan all along for the Paul brothers, to be able to fight each other, give them a good excuse to be able to fight each other, and do a final money grab. That's why Jake Paul's been doing all these fake CTE things where, oh, I have CTE now, or I'm having issues with, my cognitive functions and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're not, because you wouldn't be fighting, first of all. Second of all, even if you are, that's not very good to display because it's been known that review boards actually watch interview footage to make sure that you're not CTE-ish or you didn't say something to someone that could have been a concern. So they do watch review footage, for your information, Jake. But I'm assuming you already knew that. That's why you weren't serious about it. But now you're going to claim CTE, and then Now with your brother being here, you guys are gonna do one final money grab, and I bet you they leave both professions after this. I bet you they leave. I bet you that's their whole intention. They leave. I bet you Canelo Alvarez could challenge Jake Paul literally days after, and I bet you he'll turn it down. I bet you he will do it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he keeps fighting. That's great. But the ultimate plan here was for the Paul brothers to fight. So that way they can do one big final money grab. And who's going to do it? Abu Dhabi, of course. Saudi Arabia, the people that have the money right now, are going to conduct this fight. And they're going to do it with the Paul brothers, throw a few YouTubers in there, maybe a few serious fighters, and then we're going to rock and roll with that. Are we gonna eat it up? Yeah, of course me. Of course I am. I'm a degenerate. Take my money. Take my money all fucking day. Every day of the week. I'm a degenerate for that shit. So I will be more than likely watching that fight. As per usual. But remember, you guys heard it here too, where I was telling everybody at the beginning, the Paul brothers are just doing this to fight, blah blah blah, to be able to do an ultimate fight and an ultimate money grab. I just think the direction that boxing has gone is pretty rough. So I'm not entirely happy with it, but it is what it is. Right now, we just look forward to new fights. I'll get you the date on the Masvidal and Diaz fight. Should be here pretty soon. It looks like Nick Diaz is supposed to be training here for a fight night card. Hoping to see that soon. Rumors of Ferguson being able to fight again. I think they officialized the fight. I'm not exactly sure with who. I think that's still up in the air. But either way, I'll probably let you guys know on another update on Fight Night. As of right now, I think we've cleared out everything. At least for right now. I guess we'll see how the press follows up with 303 and International Fight Week and how that goes as we get more coverage. All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys joining me here at Fight Night. Have a good day.